The Virginia Horse Industry Board and the Virginia Christmas Tree Growers Association are proud sponsors of Virginia farming.
This program's brought to you by the Virginia Farm Bureau. Large or small, Virginia farmers work year-round to help put food on your table. And Farm Bureau works year-round to help farmers and all Virginians. Farming, it's all good. To learn more, go to vafarmbureau.org.
Hi everybody, welcome to Virginia Farming. I'm Amy Rocher. Today we travel to Hillsville and visit Virginia Produce Company. Find out how this growing business is matching farmers with grocery stores along the East Coast. Then Mark Viette tells us how to avoid excessive new growth on trees and shrubs when we go in the garden. We'll also have the ag calendar and a Minute in the Field video. All this plus your ag news of the week on this edition of Virginia Farming. VDAX recently announced the state's first positive case of West Nile virus in a horse this year. The horse, a 5-year-old Choctaw mare, is from Orange County and was not currently vaccinated for West Nile virus. Dr. Joe Garvin, head of VDAC's Office of Laboratory Services, urges horse owners to check with their veterinarians about vaccinating their animals for this mosquito-borne disease. The disease is preventable by vaccination, as is Eastern equine encephalitis. So many veterinarians recommend vaccination at least yearly, and in mosquito-prone areas every 6 months. He adds that mosquito season in Virginia can run through November. Well, farmers who previously focused their efforts on cultivating collard, turnip, and mustard greens are now adding kale to the mix. According to the USDA, kale producers have more than doubled since 2007. In fact, kale is often labeled as a superfood due to its nutritional content. The leafy green has become famous for its health benefits related to lowering the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and specific cancers. Kale has a high tolerance for colder temperatures and can be grown anywhere with a cool fall season and can grow well in most of Virginia during the fall and spring. Kale is also extremely disease and pest resistant. Well, Virginia's Secretary of Ag and Forestry Todd Haymore and VDAC's Commissioner Sandy Adams visited the Rockingham County Fair last week, specifically touring the Virginia Poultry Industry Center, a center dedicated to the poultry industry's meager beginnings and to its ability to feed the world.
I mean, Virginia is recognized, obviously, as the birthplace of the nation. Our economy, our nation was really founded on agriculture, and the fact that the poultry industry really got going here in the valley. Mr. Strickler was giving me a little mini history lesson earlier today about that and his family role, but the things that were taking place here in the 20s and 30s that have ultimately led to then the poultry industry being the leading source of protein in the world and the continuation of that going forward. So another reason why it's important to have this here, so people that are coming to the fair can see it, not just this year, next year, but generations going into the future. So we're, again, proud to be a part of it. It's good to learn a little bit more about what's going on here today.
For VDAC's Commissioner Sandy Adams, it was a homecoming of sorts.
You know, coming back to the fair itself is just exciting, but the fact that it centers on the poultry industry itself in Virginia it just, you know, it feels, as Commissioner of Agriculture, it just feels great to be back in Harrisonburg and proud of where I grew up.
The Virginia Poultry Industry Center is a permanent fixture on the Rockingham County Fairgrounds and features displays and interactive kiosks to help educate fairgoers about the Commonwealth's top commodity. Secretary Haymore is impressed.
But being here today for the first time is very impressive, and it's nice because it really does highlight not only the history, but things that are going on today. And that's what Hobie was just showing me some information. Like, yes, there's a lot of history here and the important role that poultry plays, not only in the country and helping to feed the world, but the things that are going on today and will help feed the world in the future, particularly as we get closer to 9 billion people all around the world that we're going to have to feed. So very impressive, and I'm glad to see it a permanent part of the fairgrounds.
Possibly the brightest spot of the Rockingham County Fair happened in the goat show ring. Clint Hours has the story.
It was all smiles in the goat ring of the Sunshine Goat class. This class was created for youth with disabilities and is the brainchild of Lance Airy.
Well, Lena, who's my niece, She'd always came out and supported our kids that were showing, and she'd always be sitting there, and it was always exciting for her to come see, and she would always talk about it afterwards, going to the fair and seeing the kids. And I got to see her in the challenge group, or Challenger program down in Bridgewater, which was an awesome thing. And I was like, well, that'd be nice to follow suit if she could do something like that with the county fair.
Local 4-H and FFA members loan their goats to the Sunshine participants. It's a program that Farm Credit of the Virginias has been behind since its inception.
I think it's a touching experience in that it gives them an opportunity to literally touch and feel an animal. And the goats are just a fitting example because they kind of develop a bond. Not only these 4-Hers and FFA get the bonds with their animals, but this is a way that they can share that with somebody else. And the animals do respond, believe it or not. So that's a neat experience. And touching all the senses, it's the way that they can actually get their hands on, so to speak. And that's a joy. That's a joy to see.
Anytime anybody makes accommodations for anybody with special needs, always warms everybody's heart. When she was participating, she won. That's all she could tell everybody. She says, you've got to come, you've got to come to the fair, you've got to see me win, I'm going to win. So she's the winner. You have to try it. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. The kids like to be a center of attention, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to get a ribbon. They get tickets to eat food. I mean, who doesn't like that? So it's just a great thing all the way around.
Oh, it's been outstanding. I mean, there's been so many people that have pulled together and helped them. The support from Farm Credit and other people in the area, the 4-H leaders, FFA leaders. It's been just tremendous how much to see everybody come together and bloom, and to see the fun of the kids and their smiles, and it just makes it all worthwhile to kind of see that come together.
For Virginia Farming, this is Clinton Hours.
Thanks, Clint. A collection of 11 pick-your-own farms in central Virginia are offering some of the state's freshest fruits available between May and December. The name of this collective? The Blue Ridge Fruit Loop. The Fruit Loop offers a variety of seasonal fruits, including Asian pears, blackberries, blueberries, cherries, and plums. Some participating farms also offer their own sweet cider, fruit jams and jellies, and Christmas trees in December. For more information and a list of participating farms, visit blueridgefruitloop.net. Well, in the small town of Hillsville is a company that's connecting farmers to grocery chains along the East Coast. We'll have the story straight ahead on Ag Insights. Today we're in Hillsville, Virginia, and we're visiting Virginia Produce Company. I'm joined by Jennifer Hawks. She's the Vice President of Virginia Produce Company. Jennifer, thanks so much for having us here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Give us a little bit of background about your company. How long have you been here?
Virginia Produce was established in June of 2003. My dad started this particular company. We've been in our current facility here in the industrial park here in Hillsville for a little over a year. We came in February of last year.
Okay, all right. Give us some background about what you guys do.
Well, basically, we have a group of farmers, and they come to us or we find them, and they have all kinds of crops that they need to plant and grow and sell. But we want for these farmers to be able to do what they want to do, and that is focus on growing and selling a quality product. So they grow it, we go out and we talk to all of the grocery store chains that we deal with and any other buyers that would be out there. And we get together some projections for them. And we go back and we're able to tell them, okay, this is what you need to plant. This is how much you need to plant, when you need to plant it, and then we market and sell for them. And that way, you know, they can just do what they do best, and then we bring it all back in here. They deliver it to us, some we go and pick up, but it comes back into this facility, and we can repack it, we can, to any kind of specification that's needed, and then we ship it back out to the chains for them.
You're really a lot more than a middleman between the farmer and the grocer, because you're also taking what the grocer tells you they need and sharing that with the farmers. You know, you can make some money if you grow this because that's what the demand is for. That's what they're asking for.
Exactly.
So how do you pick your farmers, who are your farmers and where do they come from?
Well, we are a year-round operation, so obviously all of our farmers can't come from the state of Virginia or North Carolina. So we deal with farmers down in Florida, all the way up the East Coast. And as the growing seasons, it flows in and out. So we have a wide range of different kinds of farmers. Sometimes we just hear by word of mouth, hey, this is a good grower, and we get in contact with them. Sometimes growers get in contact with us. And we just go from there. You know, there's all kinds of different specs that each customer has to give to us. And so, you know, we're able to go to the farmer and say, this is what they're gonna need, this is what they're looking for, this is what they want. And so we're able to just, you know, work together to just really kind of make a really nice package to make everything flow really nice.
So what other produce do you offer? Do you anything and everything?
We have what we call our hot items. We do tomatoes. We're all the time repacking tomatoes. We do lots of what we call veg, which is pepper, cucumbers, squash. We do all kinds of those things. We handle a lot of pumpkins in the fall, any kind of fall decor, anything like that. Corn, we do a lot of sweet corn, broccoli. We actually started, my dad got together with a farmer a few years back and thought we could really start growing some broccoli here on the East Coast. And we have a great broccoli program going right now.
I remember reading about that. And I think that was one of the first times I heard about Virginia Produce Company, was about your dad and the broccoli. And that's turned out very well.
It has, yeah.
Now, obviously, like you said, not all of your produce can come from Virginia. But you try to do a lot of it from Virginia.
We do.
And then you kind of supplement from other states in off seasons. And the purpose of that is so you can be in a grocery store year round.
Yes, yes. We wouldn't be able to service the local Virginia farmers as well if we were just a seasonal operation. In order to get in there, to have our customers trust us, to know that they can pull from us quality product year round, we have to move wherever the product is being grown. But we do like to stay on the East Coast with everything as much as possible.
So you've told us where the produce comes from. Where does it go? What area do you serve? When we saw the trucks pulling out of here, how far do those trucks go?
Well, we send some back up into Northern Virginia. Then we send some right up the road here in Abingdon, Virginia. KVAD is a huge, KVAD is also known as Food City. They're the warehouse for Food City.
Okay.
And they are a huge advocate for locally grown, and so they're really big supporters of locally grown farming. And so we ship them a lot of produce. We go down into North Carolina as well, but we keep it regionally right around here.
What are some grocery stores that our viewers may recognize as being customers of yours or that you ship to?
Well, I've already mentioned Food City.
Food City.
Harris Teeter.
Okay.
Wegmans. Yeah, those are just to name a few. And we've just gotten in with Aldi.
Aldi. I saw some packaging.
Yes.
So it's not just a crate full of, say, tomatoes that go out. You actually package for some of these stores. Is that right?
Yes. Overwrap has become just a really big thing as of late. I think for some it makes your shopping a little easier. You don't have to go picking out everything, so you can just pick it up. It can also keep the product a little bit fresher, it preserves it a little bit longer. So Overwrap has become a big deal for a lot of people. We do a lot of Overwrap corn. A lot of housewives, if they can get that corn halfway shucked. It's halfway there. It's helping them out. So we do that for them, and we prepackage it.
Now, you guys just recently got a certification that a lot of other produce companies don't have. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, it's the SQF certification, which is just an auditing company an auditing certification that falls under the GFSI standards, which is the Global Food Safety Initiative. And so we meet all of those standards. It's a very high standard. It just basically says that our facility is food safe. So whenever you walk through our facility, you're going to see all kinds of practices in place. You're going to see lots of hair nets. You're going to see lots of inspections going on. We have a sanitation crew that comes in and they clean this thing from top to bottom every day just to make sure that everything is clean and that everything is safe. We lock down our facility. We make sure that, you know, there's no contamination coming in and going out, and all of those different kinds of things. When we deal with certain farmers, you know, it's important to us that they have at least their GAP, which is Good Agricultural Practices. It's a USDA audit, that they at least have that certification, so that whenever their food gets to us, we know that it's safe before it hits our building.
So do you have any idea how many farmers you have growing for you?
Right now it's in upwards of the 30s. But it's growing each year. It's growing as there's more and more need.
So tell us a little bit about the process of how things work. If I'm a grocery store and I contact you and I say I need X amount of cherry tomatoes, what happens next?
Well, then I'm going to take your order, and then I'm going to go to one of my suppliers, and or farmers, and I'm going to say, okay, this is how much I need, and I'm going to make sure that it gets into the facility. It'll come into the facility, and then as it comes in, we stage it in our coolers. Then our repack operation, they're going to take it out and they're going to pack those tomatoes, and then they're going to put them back in there, and then we ship them right back out.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so how many people do you have on staff here? What does it take to run a company this size?
We're running about 80 plus right now. You know, we do an awful lot of repack, so most of those employees are found over in the repack area. They're over there trimming and overwrapping corn. They're packing grape tomatoes. They're packaging all kinds of different things, and so it takes a lot of labor to get that done.
And a small part of that labor is coming from area high schools.
Yes. Tell
Tell us a little bit about the program that you have working with the high schools.
Okay, we developed last year, we developed a second shift, and we started employing this young kid years back, and he was just a worker, had a great work ethic, and he would just come in here and work circles, you know, around people, and you know, which just made my dad so happy. He loves to see a kid work hard and have the want to work hard. Right. And so anyway, he had a lot of his friends, you know, that he said, you know, I think we could work. And so just in seeing that in action, I think it kind of gave my dad a heart to want to employ some young kids. You know, this is work that they can do, but you know, a lot of them have never been given the opportunity to come in and work, and to get the pride and hard work and all of those things. So we decided to develop a second shift, or put on a second shift, and it was needed here. Obviously, we're not going to just pull one up out of the air just because we want to help people. But anyway, we did put that second shift on. And those kids came in here, and they've just worked great. And it's made up of high school students, and the supervisor of that shift was a high school student himself. He just recently graduated from high school, but
wow.
It's ran very successfully.
So what's the feedback that you get from the high schools?
They're loving it. They're loving that we're putting these kids to work, and that, you know, we're teaching them some things, and that they're growing as people. You know, they're getting some skills.
Well, it's not only the high school kids that are growing. Your business is growing.
Yes.
What are some changes that you've seen over the last few years in your business?
Just the changes have been that we've seen more of a demand for locally grown. Locally grown has become a huge, I guess you could call it a fad, but it's a great fad. I'm so glad. Absolutely. Because it's very important to support local. And so through that, you know, you've just seen more and more local chains want to buy locally. And so, yeah, and so that's been a big change that has kind of catapulted us into growth.
Right. Yeah. Now, if people want some more information on Virginia Produce Company, where should they go?
They can go to our website at www.virginiaproduce.com.
Jennifer, thank you so much for having us out today. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, thank you very much.
We'll be right back. Pruning trees midsummer can help eliminate a lot of new excessive growth. With tips, here's Mark Viette.
As you walk through your garden, you might notice plants like this, plants which have been damaged by woodpeckers, and in this case this is a viburnum, and the woodpeckers were looking for borers. There's only a couple main trunks left, the rest we've removed. You'll see lots of nice new growth coming up from the base. Midsummer pruning is great for fruit trees, apples, especially pears, because when you do a midsummer pruning, you don't get a lot of new excessive growth. Now, I find by walking through the garden in the summer, I'll miss things that normally I would have done the rejuvenation pruning in March, but I find midsummer is an excellent time. And in this case, I would come in and remove these 4 main trunks and start over. And in about 3 years, I'm going to have a beautiful viburnum about my height. It's really easy to do. I always recommend that you walk around your tree or shrub 3 or 4 times, because once you make the cut, it's done. You can't put it back together again. When you're looking even at your trees, consider cleaning them up, make them look more attractive. And in this case, on the blue Atlas cedar, to look at more of these major trunks, I might come in and even remove this small limb right here. Paying attention to the garden really helps reveal lots of things. And one of those things might be dead, dying branches, and this is a fringe tree. It's already being pruned and we're removing the dead branches, but I'm looking at it now and I'm seeing a lot of dead branches. At the same time, it's not attractive. There are certain trees that you can come in and cut them back. Now, this is not one I would cut back to the ground, but I might go ahead and cut this back to about 5 feet and let it regrow. But again, study your plants, you do some research online, look at some books to make sure at least what you're going to do is not going to kill your plant. On this fringe tree, you can see lots of nice basal growth coming up from the bottom and mid part of this tree. Midsummer pruning helps reduce excessive growth. If I had pruned this early in the year, it would probably have 3 times as many shoots. This is a branch I cut about a month ago, and it looks nice, and this will continue to give me the tree. This is one that I'm going to prune. It's been damaged here on the side, and some of the branches up top are dead, so I would come in and prune this. Always when you're pruning, wear protective eyewear, goggles. Remember, branches are very heavy, and they can weigh hundreds of pounds, but I would come in, remove this branch here, and then again down here lower, and let this turn back into, let some of these, and probably this one here will turn into this branch in about 3 years. Wow, it really looks like I damaged this tree, but I can tell you, the original tree will thank me that I pruned it this way. 5 years from now, it's going to look better than ever. Don't be afraid of summer pruning. I'm Mark Viette. Join me next time in the garden.
Taking a look at the ag calendar, the 9th annual Heritage Harvest Festival at Monticello will be held September 12th. Celebrate the legacy of America's first foodie, Thomas Jefferson. There will be more than 100 educational programs, hands-on workshops, garden tours, tastings, lessons, kids' activities, and more on the breathtaking west lawn of Monticello. More information can be found at heritageharvestfestival.com. That does it for our show. Thanks so much for watching and have a great week. I'm Amy Rocher for Virginia Farming.
From apples to zucchini, Virginia farmers work hard to put food on your table. And Farm Bureau works year-round to help farmers and all Virginians. Farming, it's all good. To learn more, go to vafarmbureau.org.